Good afternoon. Today we are going to learn how to add and subtract polynomials. More specifically, we're going to learn how to subtract polynomials. And just a friendly reminder, leave variables and exponents alone. To subtract polynomials together, all we're going to do is combine like terms. So we have two formats. We have the horizontal format here, and we have the vertical format. So looking at the horizontal format, which is the format that I like and that most of you like too, what we're going to do is look at our highest exponents first and go from there. So this is a negative 2x cubed minus a positive 4x cubed. So negative 2 minus 4 is a negative 6x cubed. Next one, the next highest exponent is 1. So we've got a positive 7x minus a negative 1x. So 7 minus negative 1 is a positive 8x. And then last but not least is our constants. We have 3 minus 2, which is a positive 1. And that's how you do the vertical or the horizontal format. You just combine like terms. Looking at the vertical format, you have to put them in standard form first. So let's do that. So standard form for this one is negative 2 x cubed plus 7x, and it's a positive 3, minus, and then we're going to put all of these directly underneath what it is, what it's like. So this 2 is a positive 2, so I'm going to put it underneath the 3. This is a positive 4x cubed, so positive 4x cubed, and then a negative x, negative 1x. And I just went ahead and put the 1 in there. And this is the vertical format, so we got to put the big line there. And we're subtracting. So negative 2 minus 4 is a negative 6x cubed. Positive 7 minus negative 1 is a positive 8x. 3 minus positive 2 is a positive 1. Notice these are the exact same problems, get the exact same answers, they just look different based on if you wanted to do the horizontal format or the vertical format. Let's go ahead and continue with the horizontal format and look at example number 1. The highest exponent on example number 1 is a 4. So I'm going to take negative 2 minus negative 4. Negative 2 minus negative 4, that's like saying plus a positive there, or you could just type that in your calculator, which is what I suggest. Negative 2 minus negative 4 is a positive 2. So I'm going to write 2x to the 4th. Next up is x cubed. Now, on this one, there's not an x cubed on this one. So this one is 0 minus a positive 8. Now, 0 minus positive 8 is a negative 8. So I've got negative 8x cubed. You've got to be very careful with subtraction. The next up is x, and x has just got a 1, so 1 minus, and then there's not an x on this side, so that's like saying 0 equals 1 minus 0 is 1, so I've got positive 1x And then I have negative 7 minus a positive 8. Negative 7 minus 8 is negative 15. Now, the degree of this is a 4th degree. So the degree is 4. The leading coefficient is 2, right here. Other coefficients are negative 8 and 1. And the name of the expression, this is a quartic polynomial. Quartic because it has a degree of 4 and it's got 3 or more terms, or 4 or more terms, so it's a polynomial. Looking at number 2. The highest exponent on number 2 is an exponent of a 2, so it's degree of 2. Now this one says 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. So I've got negative 2x squared because we leave our variables alone when we're combining like terms. The next one is a positive 17 minus positive 5. So 17 minus 5 is 12. So I've got a positive 12x. Now, my degree here is 2. My leading coefficient is negative 2. Other coefficients are 12. And the name of this expression is a quadratic binomial. Quadratic binomial. Remember, it's got 2 terms, so it's a bi, and then nomial means term. Looking at number 3. The highest exponent on number 3 is a 2, so it's 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2, so I've got 2x squared. Next up, the next highest exponent is a 1, so it's 7 minus a positive 2. So 7 minus 2 is 5. So I've got a positive 5x. And then my constants. Negative 1 minus negative 5. Type that in your calculator. You get 4, a positive 4. This has got 3 terms. My degree is 2. My leading coefficient is right here. It's a 2. My other coefficients is a positive 5. And the name of this is a quadratic and it's got 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. Tri meaning 3. Looking at number 4. This time it's got x's and y's. Remember, in order to be in standard form, you have to go in alphabetical order according to the degree. So the highest exponent comes first, and then it's alphabetical order. So x's come first, and the highest exponent on the x's is a 1. So we've got 8x plus or minus a positive 5x. So 8 minus 5 is 3. So I've got 3x. There's no more x's, so then I can go to my y's. So my y's is negative 3y minus 2y. So negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. So I've got negative 5y. And then I have my constant. My constant, there's only one constant here. Since there's not a constant on the left side, I've got 0 minus negative 13. And if you type that in your calculator, 0 minus negative 13 is a positive 13. So I've got positive 13. Now, my degree on this one is an understood 1. My leading coefficient is a 3. Other coefficients are negative 5. Remember, 13 is not a coefficient, it's a constant. And then the name of this expression would be a linear trinomial. Go ahead and turn the page. Number 5. On number 5, we have 4x minus 4x. So I have 4 minus 4, which gives me 0. So we can just mark those off. We don't have any x's at all, so you don't write them down at all. Next up, we have negative 11 minus a positive 11. So that's equal to negative 22. So this whole thing is equal to negative 22. That's a constant. So when we go to label these things, my degree is 0. My leading coefficient is none. There are no other coefficients, so we would write none. And the name of this expression is a constant monomial. A constant monomial. Number 6. Looking at the highest exponent first, which would be a 6, x squared. It's the exponent of a 2 is the highest exponent. So looking at both sides, we have a 6 and a 3, and we're subtracting them. So 6 take away 3 is 3. So I've got 3x squared. Next, we have exponent of a 1, which is the linear term, is negative 10 minus positive 4. So negative 10 minus 4 is negative 14. So negative 14x. Last but not least is our constants. We have 3 minus negative 1. 3 minus negative 1 equals 4. So positive 4. Now, as we do this, my degree is my highest exponent, which is a 2. My leading coefficient is a 3. Other coefficients are negative 14. And the name of this expression is a quadratic trinomial. All right, number 7. It says subtract this from this. So that means this one has to come first. So we're going to just rewrite it to where it looks like this. Minus this one, 2x squared minus 5x plus 10. And then we'll just X that out, so that way it looks the same way as it did on all of our other numbers. So, looking at our highest exponent is an x cubed, and it's in the first term, or it's in the first parenthesis, so we're just going to drop it down because it's x cubed minus 0, which is x cubed. Next one is x squared. So we have a positive 6x squared minus 2x squared. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So that's a positive 4x squared. Now we have an exponent of 1. And there's not an exponent of 1 in the first parenthesis, so that would be 0 minus negative 5. And 0 minus negative 5, when you type that in your calculator, it gives you positive 5. So I've got a positive 5x. And then my constants. I've got 2 plus 10. I'm sorry, negative 2 minus a positive 10 is equal to negative 12. So I've got minus 12. Now, my degree is 3. My leading coefficient is an understood 1. My other coefficients now you can see my side work, sorry. My other coefficients are 4 and 5. So the name of this expression is a cubic polynomial. A cubic polynomial. Number 8. This one's a long one, but you work from left to right because you have minus and you have plus. And remember, order of operations says that you work from left to right when you have subtraction and addition. So looking at it is the highest exponent first, and my highest exponent is a 2. They're all 2s, so that means I've got to start alphabetical order. I have x's, y's, and z's. X's, y's, and z's, x's, and y's. So I got to start with my x's first. So I'm going to start with 2. I have a 2 in my x's. And then I have minus 1x squared, so minus 1. And then I have a plus 4x squared, so plus 4. 2 minus 1 plus 4 is 5. So I have 5x squared. Next is a positive 3y squared minus negative 1. So 3 minus negative 1 plus negative 3 equals, because here's my negative 3. So when I put all of that together, that's going to give me 1y squared. So that's a positive 1y squared. Now looking at my z's I have negative 1 minus negative 1. And there's no z's here, so that would be like plus 0 equals. Negative 1 minus negative 1 is 0. plus 0 is still 0. So you don't put any z's at all. You can just mark them out. So this is my final answer. 5x squared plus 1y squared. So let's look at the model with polynomials. You're going to create a polynomial to model the perimeter of the figure. First of all, what is perimeter? We need to talk about perimeter. Perimeter, you just add up all the sides. And you're going to have to do that on your assignment today. So when you add up all the sides, that's going to give you an expression, and that expression is your perimeter. So let's take a look at this figure here. Now, I do this a different way, and I feel like it's helpful. So let's look at our y's first. Here we have 4y's plus 2y's, that's 6y's, plus 1y, that's 7y's, plus one more y, that's 8y's, plus 3y's, that's an 11y's, plus one more y, that's 12y's. Now let's look at our constants. Our constants was positive 6 and positive 6. So if we add 6 plus 6, that's 12. So plus 12, and that's our final answer. All I did was add up all of my y's together and then add my 6's together to get this. That's how I do it. Now, you could write it all out like I'm getting ready to show you so you can see where this came from, but that's not necessary. You can just combine like terms like I just did on the figure and then write your answer. But if that confused you, this is where it came from. 4y plus 6 plus 2y plus y plus y plus 3y plus 6 plus y. Now, combine like terms. 4y plus 2y plus y plus y plus 3y plus y is 12y. Then you have 6 plus 6, and that's what gives you this 12. So that's how I did that problem, but you can write it out like this to get your answer, or you can do it just on the figure, totally up to you. Today you have an assignment, and that assignment looks like this. And there are 9 questions on it. You will have 2 questions on the back, so don't leave those off. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you all tomorrow.